The island's business community had the opportunity today to hear from Joint Guam Program Office Director Captain Philip Old, who provided an overview of the draft Supplemental Environmental Impact Statement.
With the new roadmap realignment and having a smaller number of Marines, with having that change composition, we also have a much different timeline for making this relocation occur. Originally it was supposed to happen between 2010 and 2014, 4 years. $10 billion in 4 years. Now we're looking at between 2015 and final construction should be in 2028. So it's really 13 years of construction going forward.
The draft SEIS is much different from the 2010 Environmental Impact Statement in that it accounts for a smaller relocation of Marines from Okinawa to Guam. The ancient village of Pagat is no longer on the table for the Marines live fire training range complex. In the new supplemental EIS, the preferred location is Northwest Field on Anderson Air Force Base. In order for the site to be selected, however, a surface danger zone must be declared over the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's National Wildlife Refuge in Ritidian. Like many in the community, members of the Chamber of Commerce had questions about Ritidian, including whether the siting of the firing range at Northwest Field was a done deal.
The whole NEPA process is still ongoing. We still have to talk to Fish and Wildlife, Ritidian people, national level, just to talk about whether or not we can make this alternative continue to work. So there is no decision made. This is nothing more than it is the preferred alternative.
Responding to a question from the audience on the design of the firing range, Captain Old confirmed that whichever alternative is selected, a protective barrier would be constructed around the range.
There's actually berms at the end and there's berms on the side, and then you have to flatten it out, so that final design still needs to be made. But firing ranges are designed to keep bullets into the firing range. So the bullets should be staying within that red area. All right. Is there a possibility that a bullet could ricochet, hit something strange on the berm, and go tumbling off into the into the yellow area? Absolutely. Is it remote? Extremely remote. But that's why we have surface danger zones, and that's why we don't let people go into surface danger zones because we're not willing to take that chance.
Meanwhile, Speaker Judy Wampat was also at today's Chamber meeting. She was one of Chamber Chairman Peter Scro's guests he invited to attend. The Speaker asked Captain Old if he was aware what projects could be cut as a result of the Senate Armed Services Committee's final markup of its version of the FY15 National Defense Authorization Act. As we first reported last night, the Senate Armed Services Committee cut $80 million to the Office of Economic Adjustment for projects related to the transfer of Marines to Guam.
The answer is I don't know. I must have missed that news cycle with that press release because I have not seen that press release.
As we also reported last night, the Senate's version also extends the prohibition on the use of Japanese funds for the realignment of Marine Corps forces from Okinawa to Guam or other Pacific locations until several conditions are met, including the completion of a master plan for military construction necessary to support the move.